So I got a poem for you. Are you ready? Okay. Ali goes towards Frazier. Frazier starts to retreat. If he moves back any further, he'll need a ringside seat. Ali swings left. Ali swings right. Look at that kid carry the fight. Frazier moves back, but there's not enough room. It's only a matter of time before Ali lowers the boom. Ali catches him with a right. Look at that swing and deposits Frazier clear out the ring. Frazier keeps rising, but the referee wears a frown because he can't start counting until Frazier comes down. Frazier goes out of sight, and the crowd starts to panic, but our radars have detected him somewhere over the Atlantic. Who would have thought that when you came to a fight, you witnessed the launching of a human satellite? Who wrote that?
Ali.
Muhammad Ali wrote that. Come on now. Greatest of all time. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You know the second part to that? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. His hands can't touch what his eyes can't see. Yes. Yes. Rest in peace to Muhammad Ali. I know a lot of you may have heard of that. And he was the greatest of all time. And he said this one time. He said, I'm the greatest of all time, and I said that before I even knew it. I disagree with him. I say he did know it. He just hadn't done it yet. You know what I'm saying? You see, that's what I want to talk about today. It's about using our enthusiasm. That's what I loved about Muhammad Ali. He had so much enthusiasm. He had so much belief in himself and so much faith in what he could do in that ring. And then he went out and done it. That's what I want to share with you today, about using our enthusiasm, using our belief, and using our faith to make the impossible possible. And when you do that, that's called a breakthrough. Who's ready for a breakthrough today? All right, I'm ready too. I'm going to show you how enthusiasm can change the energy in a room. Are you ready for some enthusiasm? All right. God, I like this. You guys are giving it to me. Yeah. I'm gonna quote something to you. See if you can feel the energy in this room. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a might faith to do the things that are to be done by me today. Did you feel the energy? Did you feel the enthusiasm? How about I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a might faith to do the things that are to be done by me today? That's enthusiasm. Can you feel the energy come back into the room? That's what I'm talking about. We need to be enthusiastic about our lives. We need to be enthusiastic about today, this very moment. Why? Because we woke up this morning. We're here, right? We're here. We should be enthusiastic about that. Today is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, we should. Hey, I mean, it's good to be here, and we need to be enthusiastic about that. The fact that we have another opportunity today to do and be the best that we possibly can be. Enthusiasm is so important. You know, I go through a ritual every morning. And I have some friends that actually work with me here. They can attest to this. And we all go through these rituals. We go to work in the morning, or wherever we go, we say good morning, whatever. Most people, and you say, how you doing? Most people say good or fine, which means absolutely nothing, right? We know that. But I actually pay attention because, see, I study communication on a regular basis. So I'm really listening to what those responses are. And let me see if you hear some of the responses that I get when I say, how are you doing? Good is that's level. But I'll hear, I'm hanging in there. What are you hanging on to? Just hanging in there. That's the energy that you're putting out when you say that. We have to know these things. Or I'll get, I'm here. Just, I'm here. That's it. See, we have to understand that the energy that we are putting out into the universe is what's coming back to us. So when you say, I'm hanging in there, the universe says, okay, well, you're just hanging in there. So I'm going to give you more experiences so you can just hang on, and that's it. So when they ask me, I love to do this. I make a game out of it. When someone asks me how I'm doing, I say I'm doing outstanding. And I get some funny looks when I do that. Oh, they'll say, how are you doing today? I'll say, I'm doing awesome today. Yeah, people look at me like, huh? Really? Like, I'm trying to get to where I've had people actually tell me that. Hey, I want to get to awesome too. I say, hey, keep working on it, you'll get there. It's a choice. And when I'm really feeling it, I'll tell people I'm living the dream. And they say, huh? Really? I say, yeah, because it's my dream. Remember, we create our reality. We create this. It's up to you. I'm living my dream and you're living your dream. So be enthusiastic about life. Can you give me that first quote? Norman Vincent Peale says this: the real magic is enthusiasm. It spells the difference between mediocrity and accomplishment. Yes, I love that. I love Norman Vincent Peale as well. You've got to be enthusiastic. So I decided today, most of you know that I'm a runner, but I decided today I'm not going to give you any BS stories about running. You know what that means? Boring stories. What were you thinking? Come on now. What were you thinking? Boring stories. So I can expect that from Miriam, but come on, guys. I'm going to give you a running story, but this isn't my running story. But it's a story about how you can take your enthusiasm and your belief and make the impossible possible. I want to take you back to 1954. Young man was a runner. He was very good. Matter of fact, he had himself a college scholarship to Oxford University. Found himself running in the 1952 Olympic Games. He was so good, he was expected to win the 1,500 meters. But it didn't happen for him. It wasn't in the cards for him that day. He came in 4th place. Now, do you know anything about 4th place when it comes to running? That's like the worst place. Do you know why? You get nothing. First, second, and third get a medal. 4, you might as well have been 50th. It doesn't matter. He got 4th place. So it devastated him. It's a huge setback. Dr. Willie Jolly says, but a setback is only a setup for a comeback. And that's exactly what he decided to do. He said he's going to train even harder, and work even more to get to his goals. Now, in 1940, the record for running the mile was 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Scientists at that time were saying that it is physically impossible for a human being to run a mile in under 4 minutes. This young man said, I'm going to do that. I believe I can do that. So he started training. And he started getting his friends together. He had pacers to help him out. And every week, every month, every year, he got this much closer to breaking that goal in his training. And his opportunity came in 1954. Now, he wasn't the only one wanting to break this record. So he knew he had competition. So he knew he had to take that opportunity and run with it when he got the chance. And on that day, 1954, the weather wasn't great. It was raining that morning. The clay was wet. It was windy. Not opportune conditions to run the impossible race. But he did it anyway. He went out there. Some of you may know this man's name was Roger Bannister. And on that day, there were 6 people in the race. Roger was in 2nd place for 3 laps around the track. But on that last lap, he took the lead, coming around that last corner. And as he came around that last corner, all he could see in front of him was his dreams and his hard work and all the enthusiasm and energy and belief he had put into himself to make this possible. And he ran with everything he had. And when he crossed the finish line, he collapsed in exhaustion. And when they announced the winner, they said in 1st place, Roger Bannister in 3, and the crowd went crazy. They don't even know what they said after that, but it didn't matter, did it? Because he had just ran it in less than 4 minutes. He had just done the impossible. So the question is, how do you do that? Was it a miracle? Was it like moving mountains and parting seas? No. See, we know in Unity, right, that a miracle is simply God's advancing truth seen through surprised eyes. Yeah. We know that. See, so there may have been some surprised people out there. But Roger wasn't surprised. We know God wasn't surprised. He knew. He believed in himself. He painted himself a different picture. Yes. That's what he did. And then he went out and accomplished it. Now, here's the funny thing about that. After he did it, then a lot of his contemporaries did it. Now, why, right after he did it, were they able to accomplish it as well? What do you think? Did you say, Marion?
Wasn't impossible.
It wasn't impossible because now they believed it could be done. Isn't it amazing how your beliefs can make the impossible possible? It's all in what you think. It's in your thoughts. I love the way Mike Dooley says it. He says thoughts become things. Choose the good ones. We get to choose, right? Yeah. One of my favorite financial teachers is Robert Kiyosaki. And when we think about abundance, what we're talking about today, and prosperity, we think about money. And there's nothing wrong with thinking about money. Money's good. But it's not truly physical money. It's in your thoughts. And Robert Kiyosaki, he's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and some really great books. Some of you may have read some of those before. Interesting what he says. He says money is an idea. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, he doesn't teach spirituality, but isn't that a spiritual idea right there? Money is simply an idea. See, money doesn't make you rich, which is important. What does? Your thoughts. Your thoughts make you rich. That's why you have lottery winners and athletes and musicians that make millions and millions of dollars, and then 3 years later they're broke again. Because you would think that the money would teach them how to invest their money and build businesses. No, it doesn't do any of that. The money didn't make them rich. So they went right back to being poor. It's your thoughts that make you rich. So, so important. Your thoughts make you rich. And I was getting ready for this talk, and I was writing my journal that Amy bought me. She wanted me to remind you of that. On the front of that journal it says, change your thoughts, change your life. And I believe that to be amazingly true. Norman Vincent Peale said that. Change your thoughts, change your life. So the question is, how do we get to that prosperity in our mind? How do we continually think about that? And this is important. We as human beings are what we call teleological. You know what that means? Anybody know what that means? I know a couple of people who know what that means. Teleological, it means that we move towards what we think about. Very simple. We move towards what we think about. Now, that's a scientific term. Now, we know it differently. Here in Unity, we would say the law of attraction. We may say your vibrational frequency. It's the same thing. Esther Hicks would say this: you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. These things are true. Yes. So what keeps us away from our prosperity? I want to go through something that I learned in a class, and I want to take you through this. And it's called our HABES. This is what keeps us away. Habits, attitudes, beliefs, and expectations. Habits, attitudes, beliefs, and expectations. These can either bring you towards your prosperity consciousness, or they'll take you away. So I'm going to walk you through how I can move you away from it, and then I'm going to change one of them and show you how it can bring you to it and keep you in your prosperity. So let's take wealth or money. This is how it will pull you away. In wealth or money, what would your habit be? Well, you probably spend all your money. Probably live paycheck to paycheck. That's all you do. Your attitude may be that, hey, money doesn't grow on trees. It would be. Your belief may be that there's not enough money. It's not enough to go around. And your expectation would be that you're going to remain this way. You're going to live paycheck to paycheck the rest of your life. You know anybody like that? Let's go with exercising and living healthy. Your habit may be that you don't exercise at all. Your attitude may be that I don't like exercising. Your belief may be that it costs too much money. You got to buy exercise equipment, and eating healthy, you got to go to those fancy restaurants and all that stuff. It costs money to do that. Your expectation may be, I don't expect to be healthy. I don't expect it. I don't have a lot of money. That may be where you're at. You know anybody like that? Habits, attitudes, beliefs, expectations. What about spirituality? Your habit may be that you don't practice spirituality at all. Not involved in a church or anything like that. Your attitude may be that this thing doesn't work for me. Being involved with a community doesn't work for me. Your belief may be that I don't believe that a God or a universe or anything can help me. Your expectation is I'll be like this until I die. It's just the way it's going to be. Do you know anybody like that? Interesting. Now, what if we change something? What if we change something? Let me ask you a question. Out of habits, attitudes, beliefs, and expectations, what do you think would be the most important one to change to help us?
Beliefs.
Beliefs. Absolutely. Scott, thank you. Beliefs. You know why? Because beliefs are given to us at a very young age. 5 to 7 years old, we have like 95% of our beliefs are given to us by our parents, right? And we carry them with us. Some beliefs may not pull us away. I joke around. We had a poll at work, and they said, "Who wants the toilet paper over or under?" Right? And I'm an over person. But isn't that I've carried that belief all my life. And I'm still like that today. I will change it in my house if it's not the right way. I will. But that doesn't pull me away from my prosperity, as I've just shown you before. But if we change our belief, let's go in here and change some of these beliefs. I'm going to walk you through this. Okay. What if you believed about money that there's more than enough? There's plenty, as we sang earlier. What if you believed there was more than enough? Would your habits change? Yeah, you'd start investing your money, right? You start creating businesses, doing things, because you know the more you give, the more you receive. Don't I have a... Give and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. Luke 6:38. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you give, the more you receive. What you have, your gifts, your talents, your money, whatever it is, the more you give, the more you receive. When you change that belief, yeah, doesn't it change? Change your habits? Would your attitude change? Of course it would. Yeah. You'd feel like, hey, it's important to me to have money as I get older. It's important to me to be able to be well taken care of when I get older. Have something for my children, for my grandchildren. These things are important. Would your expectations change? Yes, I expect for my life to be comfortable in my older years. Yeah, yeah. What about eating healthy? What about your eating healthy and living right? What about those things? What if you believed your body was a temple of the Holy Spirit within you? Would your habits change? Yeah. You start working out. Start working out. And here's the thing. I don't mean going to a fancy club and all that stuff. You can work out at home without spending any money. You can eat healthy at home without spending any extra money. You can do it. You got to work at it though, because it's hard to eat healthy, isn't it? It is. They make it a lot easier to eat unhealthy, but you can still do it. But it would change. Would your expectations change? Yeah, I expect to be healthy as I grow older. I don't expect my medical bills to go up. I want to be healthy as I get older because I take care of my body all the time. Because it is the temple of the Holy Spirit within me. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you? 1 Corinthians 6:19. It's so, so true. What about spirituality? What if you believe that Christ dwells within you and you are the creator of your experience? Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir because you guys already know this. Some people don't. What if you believe that? Would your habits change? You start visiting that spiritual community, right? You start hanging out with those people, maybe even those unitics, as they call us, right? Yeah, you'd enjoy it. Would your attitude change? Yeah, I enjoy this. I feel good about connecting with people that are like-minded. It's important to my spirit. It's important to my soul. Would your expectations change? Of course they would. I expect to live forever. Because my body may die, but my spirit lives forever. Right? Yeah. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Yes. I want to read something to you from Esther Hicks, Ask and It Is Given. I don't know if any of you have this book or if you know Esther Hicks, but you know, amazing book. And if you don't have it, it might be in our library. If not, we need to get it. So good. Listen to this. You are eternal beings who have chosen to participate in this specific physical life experience for many wonderful reasons. And this time-space reality on planet Earth serves as a platform in which you are able to focus your perspective for the purpose of specific creation. You are eternal consciousness, currently in this wonderful physical body for the thrill and exhilaration of specific focus and creation. The physical being that you define as you stands on the leading edge of thought, while consciousness, which is really your source, pours through you. Yes. You see, your consciousness, that prosperity consciousness is already pouring through you. It already is. You just gotta believe it. So my question to you is this: what do you believe? Do you believe that you are abundantly provided for here and now? If so, then claim that. If you believe that the Christ within dwells within you, you are one with the one. If you believe that, claim it. Claim this thing, because it is true. It is your truth. Yes. For as Jesus said in Matthew 17:20, he said, I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, and you say to that mountain, move from here to there, that mountain shall move, and nothing will be impossible to you, because anything is possible when you believe. My name is T.Y. Thank you for allowing me to share it with you today, and as always, allow the universe to work in your favor, and be blessed.